Hey there. Ever feel like your brain is just not firing on all cylinders? Like you're stuck in a mental rut?
Oh, yeah.
I know I do sometimes. But what if we could actually make ourselves smarter? Not just like in a superficial way, but actually rewiring our brains for the better.
Right.
That's exactly what we're diving into today.
Okay.
Exploring this research on how to boost your brain power every single day.
And what's exciting is this isn't just about like acing a trivia night or something.
Right.
The source really digs into the science of intelligence, looking beyond just IQ
Okay.
to understand how our brains learn, adapt, and even evolve over time.
So no more beating ourselves up about not being a genius from the get-go.
Exactly. The research highlights the incredible plasticity of the brain.
Okay.
This means that even though we might have certain predispositions, our brains are constantly changing and adapting based on our experiences and what we expose them to.
I like that.
It's kind of like imagine a forest path.
Okay.
The more you walk it, the more defined it becomes.
Yeah.
But you can always forge new paths, create new connections.
Right.
And that's what this research is all about.
So if we're talking about rewiring our brains,
Yeah.
where do we even start? I'm guessing this whole never stop learning thing is pretty high on the list.
Absolutely.
Ah.
The source emphasizes that in today's world, where information is constantly evolving,
Yeah.
being a lifelong learner isn't just a nice to have. It's essential for staying mentally sharp and adaptable.
But there's got to be more to it than just reading a bunch of random stuff, right?
Right. It's about being strategic with your learning.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just passively consuming information,
Yeah.
think about actively engaging with it.
Okay.
For example, the research suggests that reading fiction, in particular, can actually enhance your emotional intelligence.
Oh, interesting.
By stepping into the shoes of different characters, you're exercising your ability to understand and empathize with others.
Wow, I never thought about reading fiction that way. So it's not just about cramming facts into your head. It's about developing a deeper understanding of the world and the people in it.
Precisely. And it's about choosing materials that challenge you, that push you outside your comfort zone intellectually.
Okay.
That's what really sparks those new neural connections and promotes cognitive growth.
I guess that makes sense. If you're constantly exposing yourself to the same things,
Yeah.
your brain's not really being challenged to adapt and grow.
Right.
So what about brain training games? Are those actually helpful?
They can be,
Yeah.
but it's important to approach them with the right mindset.
Hmm.
The key is variety and complexity.
Okay.
Just like you wouldn't do the same workout at the gym every day.
Right.
You shouldn't stick to the same type of brain training exercises.
So Sudoku every day isn't going to cut it.
Well, it's a good start.
Okay.
But think about expanding your repertoire. Maybe try learning a new language, taking up a strategic board game like chess,
Yeah.
or even learning to code.
Wow.
These activities engage different cognitive processes and help you develop new skills and ways of thinking.
Okay, I'm starting to see the pattern here. It's about challenging your brain in diverse ways,
Yeah.
pushing it beyond its comfort zone, and constantly feeding it new information and experiences.
Exactly. And there's one activity that combines all of these elements in a particularly powerful way.
Oh, yeah.
Learning to play a musical instrument.
Oh, yeah, the source mentioned that. But how does playing music actually make you smarter?
It's like a full brain workout.
Oh, wow.
When you're playing music,
Yeah.
you're engaging multiple cognitive processes simultaneously.
Okay.
You're reading notes, coordinating your movements, listening to the sounds you're creating,
Right.
and tapping into your emotional expressiveness.
Mm.
All of this stimulates neural connectivity and strengthens communication between different parts of your brain.
So it's not just about learning to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on the piano.
Right.
It's about the intricate coordination and mental processing involved.
Right. Studies have shown that musicians often have enhanced working memory, improved auditory processing skills, and even increased gray matter in certain areas of the brain compared to non-musicians.
So even if I'm never going to be a concert pianist,
Yeah.
picking up an instrument could still have a real impact on my cognitive abilities.
Absolutely. Even just learning the basics can have significant benefits for your brain function.
Okay, this is all fascinating stuff, but I'm feeling a bit mentally exhausted just thinking about all this brain training. Maybe we should talk about giving our brains a break.
Sure.
Speaking of which, the source talked a lot about the importance of sleep.
It did. And this is something people often underestimate.
Yeah?
Sleep isn't just about resting our bodies.
Mm,
It's crucial for cognitive function.
okay.
During sleep, your brain is busy consolidating memories, processing information, and Essentially cleaning house, getting rid of metabolic waste products that build up throughout the day.
So if I'm skimping on sleep, I'm basically sabotaging my brain power.
You could say that even one night of poor sleep can have a noticeable impact on your cognitive abilities, affecting your focus, memory, and decision-making.
So it's not just about how many hours of sleep we're getting, but also the quality of that sleep, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This source suggests that a consistent sleep schedule,
Okay.
a cool, dark bedroom,
Mm.
and avoiding stimulants like caffeine and alcohol before bed can all contribute to better sleep quality.
Oh, okay.
Think about it. It's like taking your brain to a spa for some deep rejuvenation.
That's a great analogy. Okay, so we've covered lifelong learning, brain training, music, and sleep. What other surprising brain boosters did this source uncover?
Well, this might seem obvious, but it's worth reiterating.
Yep.
Physical exercise isn't just good for your body.
Right.
It's incredibly beneficial for your brain as well.
Wait, so going for a run can actually make you smarter?
In a way, yes.
Huh.
Exercise increases blood flow to the brain,
Mm-hmm.
which delivers oxygen and nutrients essential for optimal function.
Okay.
It also stimulates the growth of new brain cells and even helps protect against age-related cognitive decline.
Mm-hmm.
The source described it as a miracle grow for your brain.
Wow, I never thought about it that way. So even if I'm not hitting the books or playing Mozart, just moving my body can be a brain power boost.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be strenuous.
Okay.
Even modern exercise like brisk walking, dancing, or gardening can have a significant positive impact.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here, from the power of reading fiction to the surprising benefits of playing music and exercising. I'm starting to feel like I need a mental break. But before we do,
Okay.
what else did this source highlight as being key to maximizing our brain power?
Well, we've talked about giving your brain a workout, giving it rest.
Right.
But what about giving it the right fuel?
Mm.
This research dives into the often overlooked connection between nutrition and brain power.
Okay, so we're not just what we eat, we think what we eat.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
The source goes beyond the usual eat your veggies advice
Okay.
and gets into the specific nutrients that can actually enhance cognitive function.
So what are we talking about here? Spill the brain food secrets.
Well, first, let's debunk a myth.
Okay.
This source emphasizes that there's no magic bullet, no single brain-boosting supplement that's going to turn you into Einstein overnight.
So all those fancy brain pills are just hype.
Pretty much.
Yeah?
The real key, according to this research, is a balanced diet rich in whole foods. Think of it like this.
Okay.
Your brain is the most complex organ in your body.
Right.
It's constantly working, processing information, making connections.
Yeah.
It needs a consistent supply of high-quality fuel to function at its best.
So what kind of fuel are we talking about specifically?
The source highlights the importance of omega-3 fatty acids.
Okay.
They're essential for building and maintaining the cell membranes in your brain,
Right.
which is crucial for communication between neurons.
Omega-3s, those are the ones found in fatty fish, right?
Exactly. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, they're all great sources.
Okay.
But you can also get omega-3s from plant-based sources like walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds.
Okay, so omega-3s for brain cell maintenance. What else?
Next up, complex carbohydrates.
Okay.
Forget those sugary snacks that give you a quick energy spike followed by a crash.
Yeah.
Your brain needs a steady supply of energy, and complex carbs are the key. Think whole grains, fruits, and vegetables. They release glucose slowly, providing sustained fuel for your brain power.
Makes sense. So we've got healthy fats, complex carbs. What about protein?
Crucial. Protein provides the building blocks for neurotransmitters,
Okay.
the chemical messengers that allow your brain cells to communicate with each other.
Okay.
Think lean meats, poultry, fish, beans, lentils, and nuts.
All right, so we've got our brain-boosting grocery list going. Anything else we need to add?
Don't underestimate the power of hydration.
Yeah.
Your brain is about 75% water.
Oh, wow.
So staying properly hydrated is essential for keeping it functioning optimally.
Okay.
Water helps flush out toxins, transports nutrients, and maintains the overall balance of fluids in the body.
Yeah.
All of which impact brain health.
Okay, I'm definitely guilty of not drinking enough water. Sometimes I'll have to step up my H2O game. So we've talked about feeding our brains, exercising them, giving them rest. Is there anything else we can do to create the optimal environment for brain power?
There is. The source digs into the often overlooked connection between our emotional well-being and cognitive function.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. I've definitely noticed that when I'm stressed out, my brain feels like it's in a fog.
That's because chronic stress can actually wreak havoc on your brain.
Oh, no.
They can impair cognitive function, shrink certain areas of the brain involved in memory, and even accelerate cognitive decline.
So stress is literally shrinking our brains. That's terrifying.
It's not a pretty picture.
Yeah.
But here's the good news.
Okay.
This research also highlights the incredible power of positive emotions to enhance brain function.
Wait, so being happy can actually make you smarter?
It sounds counterintuitive, but research suggests that positive emotions broaden our thinking, make us more adaptable to change, and even boost creativity.
Interesting.
The source even used the phrase happiness advantage.
Okay.
When we're feeling good, our brains are more receptive to new information, we make connections more easily,
Right.
and we're better at problem solving.
So it's not just about avoiding stress, it's about actively cultivating joy and happiness in our lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the best part is we have a lot of control over this.
Right.
It's about prioritizing activities that bring us joy,
Yeah.
whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, practicing mindfulness, or simply taking a walk in nature.
This is all starting to sound like a recipe for a good life in general, not just a smarter brain.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Taking care of your mental and emotional well-being is an investment in your overall health and happiness.
Right.
And your brain power is a key part of that equation.
Okay, I'm feeling inspired. But I also have to admit,
Yeah.
trying to implement all of this, the learning, the brain training, the healthy eating, the exercise, the stress management, it feels a bit overwhelming.
Yeah. I hear you. It's a lot to take in. But the good news is,
Okay.
you don't have to do it all at once.
So baby steps are okay.
Absolutely. This research emphasizes the importance of small, consistent changes over time. Start by picking one or two things that resonate with you the most,
Okay.
and gradually incorporate them into your daily routine.
Okay, that feels much more manageable. So maybe I'll swap out my afternoon candy bar for some walnuts and see if I notice a difference in my focus.
That's a great start. And maybe add in a 20-minute walk a few times a week. Remember,
Okay.
it's about progress, not perfection.
This research has really shifted my perspective on what it means to be smart.
Yeah.
It's not about some innate ability. It's about making conscious choices that support our brain health.
Exactly. It's about realizing that our brains are incredibly adaptable
Yeah.
and that we have the power to shape our cognitive destiny through our daily habits and choices.
This has been incredibly insightful. I'm feeling motivated to put some of these ideas into practice and see what happens. But before we wrap up, is there anything else in this research that stood out to you?
You know, one thing that really stood out to me was this idea that intelligence is not a fixed trait.
Yeah.
It's not something you're just born with.
Right.
It's something that you can actually develop and cultivate over time.
It's like we often talk about wanting to be smarter,
Yeah,
but we rarely stop to think about what that actually means.
it's true. We tend to associate intelligence with things like IQ scores or academic achievements.
Right.
But this research really challenges that narrow definition.
It's like smart is more than just knowing a lot of facts.
Exactly. It's about being able to learn and adapt, solve problems, think critically,
Yeah.
and connect with the world around us in meaningful ways.
And what I love about this source is that it gives us a roadmap for actually developing those skills. It's not just about being born smart. It's about actively cultivating our cognitive abilities.
One of the most empowering takeaways for me is the emphasis on lifelong learning. We often think that learning is something we do in school and then we're done.
Right, like we graduate and that's it.
Yeah, but this research suggests that our brains are capable of learning and growing throughout our entire lives.
And it's not just about formal education either, right?
Absolutely. It's about being curious, exploring new interests, challenging our assumptions, and constantly seeking out new information and experiences. It can be as simple as picking up a book on a topic you know nothing about,
Right.
taking an online course, or even just having a conversation with somebody who has a different perspective than your own.
It's like that saying,
What's that?
if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Exactly. We should always be striving to surround ourselves with people and ideas that challenge us to grow.
So if we're constantly learning and adapting,
Yeah,
does that mean our brains are always changing?
absolutely. That's the amazing thing about neuroplasticity. Our brains are constantly rewiring themselves based on our experiences. Every new skill we learn, every new memory we form, every new connection we make.
Yeah.
It's all reflected in the physical structure of our brains.
So even if we feel like we're stuck in a rut, we can still change the way our brains work.
Absolutely. It's never too late to start learning, to challenge ourselves,
Right.
and to create new neural pathways.
So it sounds like it really is a lifelong journey.
It is.
Yeah.
The key is consistency. Just like building physical strength requires regular exercise, building cognitive strength requires regular mental workouts.
Okay, so we need to give our brains a workout,
Yes.
but we also need to give them rest.
Right.
This research really highlighted the importance of sleep,
Uh-huh.
not just for our physical health, but for our cognitive function as well.
Sleep is essential for consolidating memories, processing information, and clearing out toxins that build up in the brain throughout the day.
Okay.
It's like hitting the reset button for your brain,
Yeah.
allowing it to recharge and prepare for the next day.
Yeah. I think a lot of us are guilty of sacrificing sleep.
Yeah.
Especially when we're feeling stressed or overwhelmed.
Right.
But it sounds like that's actually counterproductive.
It is. When we're sleep deprived, our cognitive abilities suffer. We're less focused, our memory's impaired,
Right.
and we're more prone to making mistakes.
So prioritizing sleep is actually an investment in our productivity and well-being.
Exactly. It's one of the most important things we can do for our physical and mental health. And it's free.
I love that. So we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. We've talked about the importance of lifelong learning,
Yeah.
challenging our brains, fueling them with the right nutrients, giving them rest, and even cultivating positive emotions. It feels like a lot to take in, but it's also incredibly empowering.
It is empowering. It means that we have more control over our cognitive destiny than we might realize. It's not just about genetics or luck.
Right.
It's about the choices we make every day.
And even small changes can make a big difference over time, whether it's reading for 30 minutes a day, incorporating more omega-3s into our diet, or simply taking a few minutes to practice mindfulness. Every step we take towards supporting our brain health is a step towards a richer, more fulfilling life.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that our brains are incredible, adaptable organs,
Yeah.
and that we have the power to shape them for the better. And that's a truly exciting prospect.
It is. So what are you going to do to boost your brain power today? Let us know.